is Rogers TV, Guelph.
Hi, welcome to Inside Guelph. I'm your host, Trish Stevenson. Thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday, March 5th. This is your roadmap to the Royal City, where we talk about upcoming events and happenings around town. And what's happening is March break, right around the corner. So on today's show, we have Focus on Nature, an upcoming March break camp you'll want to be interested in. We also have Glenys Hamilton join us, talking about Bill 143. But starting us off, it's our registered dietitian, Lisa Tang. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Welcome to the program. We're focusing on sodium.
That's right. So salt.
Okay. So why do we need to be concerned about sodium?
Okay. Well, for a few reasons. So one, sodium isn't great for blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, that's something you definitely want to reduce. But not everybody is affected by sodium in terms of their blood pressure. So some people aren't what you call sodium sensitive. There's a number of people who are, but sometimes sodium doesn't just affect your blood pressure. So even if you have low blood pressure, it's still important to reduce sodium for other reasons, such as leaching calcium out of bones. Sodium will do that. It's also not great for the arteries. It can cause some damage to your arteries as well.
Okay, so you're saying people with low blood pressure can't be like, woohoo,
yeah, I get to have all the sodium I want. No, none of that. It's not great for anybody. So we're just going to talk about some sources of sodium that are really high today.
Yeah, and it's all been added to our food over this last little bit.
One of the other main things I also get to, I just wanted to point out, was people say, I don't add salt to any of my foods. And that's not the major source of sodium in our diets as Canadians. The major source of sodium in our diets as Canadians is processed foods. So that's why I have some really shocking processed foods here.
Okay, so we have on screen right now, this is a macaroni frozen dinner.
Yep, so frozen dinners are really high. So this is actually three, let me see, right, that one. Yeah, so this is 3 salt packets worth of sodium. So you want to make sure that you actually are, the maximum of sodium that we really need is about 1,500 milligrams, and 3 salt packets here is 1,500 milligrams.
Stop it.
Yeah. So that's,
this is 1,500, just 3 salt packs.
That's right. Yeah. So this is very close. I think it's 12 something. So it's very close to 3 salt packets. So when you think about any other food that you have during the day that might contain sodium, it's really, you're done.
You did it all right here.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like that much.
No, that's 1,500 milligrams. So what you want, like, it doesn't mean that you can never have a frozen meal. You just got to read the labels, because there are some good ones out there. I think PC has Blue Menu low sodium. That would be, a better option. I mean, best is really not to do it at all. But, there are some, you got it. There is some factor to convenience so just read the labels and try and choose the lower salt.
Well, they
ones.
add it to preserve it and to take away that reheated taste. When it's a food that they've made somewhere else, and then they freeze it, and there is a reheated taste, so they put the salt in it. This is what I heard. That's your job.
Yeah, no, there's and then Kraft Dinner is another one that's pretty high. So that's
Look at that.
Yeah, so that's half a box is 2.5 salt packets.
So people eat a box, it's 5.
Yeah. I think we talked about like macaroni and cheese. I'm showing Kraft Dinner here, but it's really any mac and cheese product.
Okay.
This just happened to be the one I bought, but any mac and cheese product. So keep in mind that that's just half a box, and if you're eating more, that's quite a bit.
This makes me always so sad.
I know.
This particular
and
one.
you know what? I gotta say, if I'm being completely honest, soy sauce is my weakness as well. I really do like it. Now this is for 1 tablespoon.
Just 1 tablespoon, you guys.
I know, 3.5 salt packets. So that's over 1,500 milligrams. Now there's lower sodium soy sauce, but really I tell everybody that mentions, well, I have low sodium, how much of that can I have? Less salt of a lot of salt is still a lot of salt. So, just really use it in moderation.
It's still a lot.
Especially stir fries. They always say 2 or 3 tablespoons in stir fries. A teaspoon I find just works really well.
Well, that's all you could have. 3 tablespoons of this, you'd be over what your actual body can handle.
It's really,
Okay. Students are very familiar with this too.
Yes.
And I lived on this.
Really convenient food, which is an instant noodle soup. Just pour in the hot water. But as you can see, 1 is 4 salt packets.
And you were saying 3 is your limit for the day.
3 is how much the Health Canada says you require in a day. 1,500 milligrams. Now, Health Canada put out an upper tolerable limit of 2,300 milligrams, so do not try not to exceed 2,300 milligrams in a day.
Okay.
That's the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of salt, is 2,300 milligrams of sodium. So 1 teaspoon of salt is not what you want to exceed in an entire day. And so, but most Canadians are actually getting over 3,000 milligrams in a day.
Oh my gosh. We should do the alternatives. Okay, deli meats.
So deli meats, so for 2 slices, it's 2 sodium packets. So, and this isn't actually, this is mortadella, but there's higher sodium ones as well, like prosciutto or salami is a much higher, and there's other issues with, processed salty meats.
Right.
So we really kind of want to avoid those. The better thing to do is, instead of putting sliced deli meat in your sandwich, would be to just, bake up an extra chicken breast, and then you have that to slice and put in your sandwich, and that would be a
that's
much
a bit
better
lower.
option.
Are those already ready-made chickens? I know she always runs away from me.
Oh, sorry.
Every
I'm
time.
back.
I scare her off every time. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Wait, I just wanted to say, those ready-made chickens that you can get,
Yes.
are they high in sodium?
Well, it depends which ones you get.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are some lower ones.
you
The
have to read
ready-made
the
one will
label.
have a label.
Okay.
Yes, this is a bouillon cube. So does I don't know whether you put any bouillon cubes
we
in
go.
your soups. There you go. 1 bouillon cube is 6 sodium packets. And you think 8 sodium packets would be your upper tolerable limit, right? Because 8 sodium packets would be the 2300.
And you're already
milligrams.
there.
And you're already at 6. So it, and so the best thing to do with soups is to really just kind of, even in the crock pot, if you put a whole bunch of vegetables and chicken bones and whatever in the crock pot and just let it go overnight, you get all of that great flavor. You really don't need a bouillon cube.
So making your own.
Making your
obviously.
own broth, yeah. And people say, well, I don't have enough time to let it simmer on the stove and be home. I've got things to do. Throw it all in the crock pot, let it simmer, and you get all of those great flavors without 6 salt packets of.
Okay, so what's our goal when we just have to read our labels and sodium, anything under?
Well, you really want to pick the lowest option of whatever you're looking for. So really, I mean, I like to keep all my sodium on labels under 300 milligrams.
Okay.
As the option,
rule of
but
thumb.
yeah, as the rule of thumb. But if you're looking at kind of like cans of soup or whatever, those are obviously going to be higher. Just choose the lower sodium ones.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's always educational. It's all the hidden stuff that we need to know about.
Yes.
We'll be right back. We're taking a break, and we're doing a March break camp focus on nature. Thank you.